How's it going, Warlords? I'm the DarkBriton of the Runaway Warlords, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co-host.
I'm Drewby! I thought I was going to come in earlier there. Sorry.
He remembered his name this time, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Did I not remember
and
last time? I forgot about
today we have a nice little fun video of sorts. This is going to be just talking about the Tobi Roppo and their devil fruits, something that I have been enamored with, being a dinosaur fan since they've been introduced. So I have been going crazy over the different types of ideas that we may have, and I kind of had to talk Drew into being a nerd like me. So I mean that works.
that. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like Jurassic Park, but I can't, claim to be a dinosaur nerd.
Great.
But I'm
Jurassic
ready to listen.
We're back, all of that stuff. Loved it as a kid growing up. And of course, I have my Ryu nominees right here, which works. My dragons.
Oh, I thought those are dragons.
Yeah. So the Ryu is the name of the model, and it's dragon fruit.
Okay.
And then ancient model, which is where we're at in the Zoans. Perfect segue, because today we're going to be talking about the 6 Tobi Roppo as a whole. More importantly, talking about our thoughts on the 3 devil fruits we've already gotten, X-Drake, Ulti, and then page 1, and speculating on the devil fruits that we haven't seen, which would be Who's Who, Sasaki, and Black Maria. Okay, so we're halfway through the Tobi Roppo, and we have a few ideas on what devil fruits could be with who. And I really went the extra mile and wrote out some devil fruit names. So we'll see how this goes. All right.
Yeah.
At the very end of this, if you like it, be sure to put any of your ideas in the comments down below for what you thought. Okay. So let's jump into who we know so far. And Drew Senpai, you actually thought that X-Drake was a T-Rex, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I forgot. Allosaurus, it's the...
Mm-hmm.
Is that a smaller or bigger than a T-Rex?
Smaller.
How did these dinosaurs have sex, Like, that big tail was in the way,
Well, you have to arch it, so, like, they were leaning back, and they didn't have their remember, their arms like this.
I know.
This is on the internet. Awesome.
It's so weird to think about, though. It's like they're so awful. It's they couldn't be. Maybe it was like dangling. It could like go. I don't know.
Kind of like its own arm, literally, like boom.
What do they call it? Elephants have that. Anyway, okay.
I'm
we're
trying not to think of elephant penis right now. We really got.
We're in the weeds.
I mean, this is not a Jack video. This is not a Jack video. So
okay. So how big is X-Drake? Oh my God! When X-Drake goes into his Allosaurus form, he's gonna have a increased stamina, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. We've seen it twice in Sabaody when he faced off against Oroge, and then he faced off against Admiral Kizaru, got wrecked, and then we just saw it when he faced off against Zoro and Sanji. He went full form. I like his half zone form the most, though, by far.
Yeah, and you can't decide if he wants to bring a club to the fight or a sword or something, right? It's a club and a sword. It's so weird.
I think it's an axe and a sword. You're right. He has 2 on his hip.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then we have our second Tobi Roppo to be introduced. He accompanied Drake actually. And it was page 1, who is the Spinosaurus. And we're just now being able to see what he looks like. Again, the Skrillex references back then, very appropriate now. And everyone, page 1 was ahead of the game. He wore his mask. Get on that.
Hell yeah.
So yes, page 1, Spinosaurus. We're starting to see a trend here with the devil fruits, actually. And that's something that we're going to get into when we start talking about our predictions, if you will, and or theories for what the other 3 Tobi Roppo are. But any thoughts on page 1 in his Spinosaurus form?
Yeah, wearing the mask, that's good. Definitely seen a couple of kids like him in high school. Oh, I'm going to try to mimic him. Ready?
You pulled that one. You
I
actually
don't have my
could
mask.
pull.
How's that?
Oh wow! No, seriously, like that would be a good cosplay for you. Ooh, next waifu you get, you guys should go to like Tampa Comic Con as Page One and Ulti,
Oh, great.
right?
I can't wait to be surrounded by a million people.
Fair, we are introverts and weebs. But okay, so overall, I do like Page One's his hybrid form
He's the
looks
most
pretty
boring
dope.
one.
He is the most boring one, but his hybrid form was dope when he fought Sanji. Okay, so I like the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, which
Oh,
I don't know.
right.
It's a nice little change of pace. And again, we're seeing a pattern here. And after we talk about the third one, we're definitely going to jump in, which is my baby girl. Ulti. That neck thick. That forehead's thick. 3 C's. Mm.
She's a hard-headed woman.
She is a hard-headed
You can't tell that woman nothing.
woman. You really can. I love Ulti. That ever since we first saw her, even before she was technically introduced, I just love the silhouette. We saw her from behind, and go back to that video. It's just like I want to see who this person is. I want to see. I was so excited, so excited. Pachycephalosaurus, really cool devil fruit, and I like to say that now I can mention what I've been saying is the trend that Oda is following is instead of giving us the standard dinosaur that we all know and love from the Jurassic Parks, the Land Before Times, and all that, he's giving us the variation. So instead of the T Rex, we're getting the variations, which are the Allosaurus and the Spinosaurus. And instead of the Velociraptor, which everyone is still clamoring for, we're getting the Pachycephalosaurus. Not as popular for a smaller two-legged dinosaur, but for the characters that Oda designs, they go together well. Not necessarily Page One and X-Drake can be its own video, but Ulti, her personality switching back and forth, I thought that was spot on, being a Pachycephalosaurus, a hardhead that just being a hard-headed woman. Your thoughts, Senpai? Or,
Yeah. Yeah, not too crazy about Page One or Rudy. UT.
Ulti?
LT. I must be looking at a bad translation right now. I'm like, your T. That does ulti.
Oh yeah, you're looking at the scans right now.
I could have swore it was ulti. Okay.
Oh, Senpai. But yeah, so those are the three that we've seen so far. And along that, this is why we're going to shift now into talking about Sasaki, Who's Who, and Black Maria, and our thoughts on what their devil fruits can be. One, and I kind of have some thoughts on the naming of the fruits. Okay, so do you want to start off? Let's do Sasaki first. Okay.
Sasaki
What are
first.
your thoughts on? Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't like the name of this dinosaur, okay, but I think it's the Ankylosaurus,
Okay.
the one with the big club.
So we agree on that.
Oh, you think so
Definitely.
too? I thought you thought it was
Yeah.
the tiger. Okay, well, I guess we'll get there later.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but
Sasaki, I believe, is also an ankylodon or ankylosaurus,
wow,
which
yeah,
is
I just like that. I like the idea of him really clubbing around. He doesn't seem to have a weapon, which would be really good for that.
he has the samurai sword.
He does. Oh, I guess I'm
At
just
his
not seeing it in this panel.
he has a sword in his hip. My big reason for thinking the Sasaki was the tattoos that he has does sort of resemble the armor that an Ankylosaurus has.
Oh,
So I'm
sure.
going a lot off of that, as well as some of his horns do resemble some of the back spikes that Ankylosauruses have too.
Yeah,
So
he definitely gave
again,
up a reptile vibe. I couldn't see him being like, I don't know, mammoth or something like that.
hmm so it's interesting because the Sasaki we're agreeing, which is definitely a good one to start off with. So, but other than that, he doesn't. He has that pushy nature of personality. He hasn't really given off the bloodthirstiness yet, which lends me to think he's not necessarily a carnivorous ancient devil fruit user. One. Also, he was tricked fairly easily, so he doesn't have those six senses of like being a predator, which a lot of the ancient devil fruit zones have. So that's my thought on why he's an ankylosaurus. Um, Tattoos going across remind me of the hard spikes and shell, as well as not necessarily his personality so far. A little naive, kind of like an ankylosaurus. A little slow, like an ankylosaurus. What about you, Senpai?
Yep. It just made a lot of sense, and I have my reasons. That I feel like an ankylosaurus has to happen because it's such a cool one. Like it's such a cool idea, like swinging that club around on your tail and stuff. I think it's too good to pass up. So it had to be one of them, and why not Sasaki?
I think that's true. So awesome. So those are our thoughts on Sasaki. Again, let us know your thoughts down in the comments for what you think he could be. Now, Black Maria or Who's Who? Which one shall we tackle next, Senpai?
Well, I think I have a more interesting thought on Who's Who. So let's just save that for last. Let's do Black Maria.
Oh, okay. So we'll bounce back and forth. Black Maria, and I'll since you started off with the Ankylosaurus, I will start off with Black Maria. Oh, before I forget, so if he was to be an Ankylosaurus for Sasaki, it would be the Rio no Mi ancient model Ankylosaurus. So Dragon Dravel, Dragon Fruit, ancient model Ankylosaurus.
Okay.
Thoughts? I like that. I think that's pretty dope. So for Black Maria, she would be the Mushi Mushi no Mi ancient model. And be patient with us because we did a little bit of research on ancient animals and stuff to really get an idea. So I believe that she is the Mushi Mushi no Mi, or the insect fruit ancient model Calligrammatid lacewings. This is an ancient form of a butterfly. I think my idea is going off of this. One, because of her demeanor, she really has this more of a her kimono, at least the one that she wears, reminds me a lot more of like a butterfly. Two, knowing Oda's humor, I could see him giving someone of her size the insect fruit, which would mean that she might be able to fluctuate the size of the moth or the butterfly slash moth, as well as again she's in charge of the pleasure district. This is an animal that would breed proliferously, and yeah, so I'm thinking the Mushi Mushi no Mi insect fruit ancient model Calligrammatid lace wings. Calligrammatid lace wings. Say that 3 times fast. So, right. So for you, what would Black Maria?
You're wrong. Wrong.
You have an opinion different than mine? Challenge you.
Okay. Let's look here. Okay, Black Maria. Like, that name is a little something. Okay, she's hanging her tongue out. She's big. My thought is it's a ancient snake. Okay. So I had to look it up. It's called titiboa. Just like Hancock, she's a titty boa. Now we just need now we have a titiboa. It's just this big ass snake I found. I'm gonna look at it again.
You're something special, my friend.
Yeah, there's some really funny artist renditions of this giant snake. It definitely reminds me of the Harry Potter snake.
Okay, so wait, the basilisk. Basilisk.
Oh, that would be interesting too. But I'll keep with this titiboa. But yeah, I guess a basilisk.
Okay,
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, her tongue's hanging out. Black Maria is kind of like Black Mamba. That's how I see it.
Okay.
And I just like the idea of her being a big ass snake. I think that would look good. And it's kind of funny because her and Kaido are kind of all touchy. And if she's like a big snake and he's a big dragon, then I don't know. It's they both have similar shapes.
So, do you mind if I give you one for her then?
Go ahead.
The name, the Hibi no Mi ancient model Titty Boa.
Titty boa. It's not titty boa.
It's titty boa. So heavy no me ancient model.
Titty boa.
Titty boa. Titty boa. Titty boa.
Big booby boa.
I see. I see what you did there. Oh man. Any other thoughts on Black Maria and her
I
devil fruit?
really like her. I think she's sexy. I like big women.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and the fact that she reminds me so much of Yamato, so it makes me do think, as well as the fact that she was rubbing all up on Kaido's junk,
Hmm.
that that's his baby's mama. So
True.
cool. Overall, so we have the Mushi Mushi no Mi, ancient model. Is it Kalima Granted, Lace Wings, and then the Hibi Hibi no Mi, ancient model, Titty Bow. And those are our ideas for uh, the Black Maria. So game on. We'll
Game
see
on.
who has the right pick. All
All
right.
right.
So now we're gonna go into I think one of our favorites. He's in my top two for the Tobi Roppo. Who's who? Just in case anyone was asking, who are you talking about, Wayne?
Who's who?
I know. I had to make the joke. I'm sorry. So since you have a lot, since you have some good ideas, you want to go second, and I can go first.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, in following the idea that I mentioned earlier, as far as Oda really picking dinosaurs that aren't necessarily that mainstay and kind of like necessarily an offshoot. For instance, Sasaki not being a Stegosaurus, which is the ones with the plates going off their back, which are more popular. Ankylosaurus. Why I went there. So now with Who's Who, the saber-toothed tiger is by far the biggest thing that's really been being thrown at him because of him. And on top of that, we got to see his crew, and he has two. Actually, they're all cat themed, but the cat ladies actually have a tail. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to go with the saber-toothed tiger, which is a Smilodon. That's
Hmm.
technically what saber-toothed tigers are called. My my suggestion is the Machairodus. The Machairodus is an ancient cat, and we're going to be including photos of these things. But it's an ancient saber-tooth cat from 11 to 5 million years ago, um, North America, Africa, Asia. So basically, it's a smaller version of the saber-tooth tiger, and it has a tail. So again, um, to Who's character, I think that he is going after Jack is the one he really wants to kill, and that kind of comes down to his devil fruits, more or less pushing him towards that, which is kind of interesting. It's I'm interested to see if the Zoan devil fruits actually play more of a nature in who individuals despise, like a dog and a cat devil fruit hating each other kind of thing. So I'm kind of interested in seeing if Who's Who has the Neko Neko no Mi, Ancient Fruits, Machairodus, another long name, and just seeing if that plays into his hatred for, say, Jack. Or maybe how Queen, who hates a certain Tobi Roppo, might be after Page One or X Drake because those used to prey on Brachiosauruses, which is what Queen is. So maybe overthinking it, might not, but just a fun way for an ex biologist to really get in and think about the subject. Right? So
Okay.
yeah, Kuku, Neko Neko no Mi, Ancient Model, Machairodus. What about you, Senpai?
Okay. Well, so the reason I came up with this one is because of the eye in the middle, and I was thinking, why does he have an eye in the middle of his chest? You know. And what I came up with is it'd be looking pretty cool on a Triceratops, like in the front, in the like the whatever, the crown part.
Correct.
I think
Yeah.
that would look sick if that was over the crown, like a big eye like that. And he's got those big ass
Oh, that's
horns,
good.
and he's got a sword,
True.
which makes you think that, hey, that would actually be really interesting if he fought Zoro, because like Triceratops, three sword style, something like that.
At this point, I don't know who's gonna fight who, and the more, and if I even
Who
try to
who?
think, what to do. Just my head's gonna explode. Like I remember when Yamato was revealed, I'm like, oh, it could possibly be Momo because she's a dragon, blah blah blah. And it's just like, oh, yeah, I have no idea what's going on, and I'm not even gonna try.
Nice.
It's wild.
But one thing that does trip me up is that everyone has horns, so that can't really be a big giveaway, and he only has 2 horns, so
he's not as horny.
Yeah, so maybe not that point, but I really like the idea of that eye being incorporated into the design of a dinosaur, like something really showy
cool.
like that.
There are
also what?
No, sorry, go ahead. Because there are dinosaurs that look like that.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say is, and his mask. Yeah, think about like his mask is all the way over on top of his dome, so that's gonna be incorporated in there somehow too. So he's a really interesting one to see how he would, transform. Basically, he has a lot of funny characteristics to mush about. So I'll say Triceratops.
There are centaurosaurs, which are similar to Triceratops, that actually do have a design that could mimic an eye. Centrosaurs.
Okay.
And there's also a Sierrasaur that has a big frill, and then has normally has like a design right here. I was a wildlife biologist in college, and I nerded out on dinosaurs. It's the only reason. So as soon as you said that, I was like, there are dinosaurs like that.
Okay, well, I'll change mine to that one.
Okay. So, Ryu no Mi ancient model Sierrasaurus.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
All right. Any other thoughts, Senpai, on the video?
Yeah. I'm really not a big fan of page 1. I just find him a little. I'm over it. Ulti is like fun, but yeah, the one I'm most excited for is Black Maria for sure. I like her. I have a thing for her.
Okay, that's fair. Because the one I want to see what page 1. I want to see what Who's Who can do. Oh, that rhymes. Huh, you can think about that. I'm most excited about Ulti because I love her. But again, to your point, I'm very interested in seeing one, because Black Maria's devil fruit can really be anything. It's kind of the fun of this entire project. So the fact that she could be anything from a bug to a dinosaur, and we're just like, okay.
Just along for the ride. Right now?
X-Drake is not looking for Yamato. That's the last time we saw him.
Wow.
So he's probably reporting back to Sword until, Sanachi happened in the last one. Sanachi! Cool.
All right.
All set? For anyone there, be sure, again, leave your comments and thoughts on who you thought the Tobi Roppo's devil fruits were going to be, or what they could turn out to be, in the description down below. Have some fun with it. Give some real ancient models or what have you. And let's see here. Be sure to hit that like button. Definitely helps us a lot as we navigate the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be part of this community, hit the subscribe button, Nakama. Ready, Juby?
All right. Well, my name's Drew. Thank you for watching.
And I'm the DarkBriton. Stay reckless, warlords.
Peace.